So first we will look at the what is the problem statement is given that. So as a problem statement is saying that write a Java class called customer to store their name and date of birth. There are two inputs, and date of birth format should be in the form of dd, bar, month and year. So and write a methods to read customer data as name and date of birth and display the given input. Two inputs are given as name comma day, month and year as the format is given over here using string tokenizer class. So considering the delimiter, so forward slash. So what is the problem statement is saying that according to problem statement, this program has to read the input as a name and so date of birth in the format of a given form, and it has to take these two input and print the output as first it has to print a name, then it has to print separated by comma and date, then comma, then month, then so year it has to print. How it has to print is very important, that because of these are the two inputs over here and output has to generate like this. First you take a input as a name and date of birth. The date of birth has to print, first it has to tokenize it into sub tokens. That is if it is a string is like this, it has to generate the tokens like 3 tokens based on the delimiter. It's given that this is a delimiter, so that is a separator, and once they generated the list, then these are the tokens list, and print this token list and along with name as name already and concatenated with date, month and year. So that is this string tokenization process will be taken care by the class called as StringTokenizer class. This is inbuilt class which will implement the enumerator that I will explain later. And example, so how it has to take input and read. So if I give input as two inputs, one is name and second input I am giving that as date of birth, then so it has to generate the outputs like Akash comma 21 and 7 then year. So this is a actual output has to generate, this is actual input. So this is how it has to be done, that is done by the string tokenizer. This string tokenizer and customer has the two methods, one is a read method and another is a display method. Read method will read the two inputs, these two inputs, and display method will take those two inputs and display like this. So this you will see that how the string tokenizer will perform this and with a program.
String tokenizer, before that you will understand what is a token means. So for a given string you can get a token, just simple, let me take it as x, y, z. This is a given string, and how to make it as a token. Token is a piece of a string, it's a small piece of string. So example, for this you need to split this string into tokens. For that you have to specify the what is a separator, that is a splitter. Let me take it as here is minus is a separator, then tokens will be like x, y and z. This is how it is tokenization of given string. As problem statement is saying that the product input string is date of birth, that is in the form of, so as given in the problem statement. The Java provides inbuilt class, that class is called as a string tokenizer class. It is inbuilt and it implements enumeration class interface that will take care about this tokenization of the given string into set of tokens by the means of set of constructors and methods. These are the inbuilt constructor and methods of the string tokenizer class. And what are these constructors? These are three constructors we are having that. So based on the number of parameters it is using. First, the constructor using that single constructor, single parameter. The parameter is input string that has to be tokenized into set of tokens. And the second one receives the two parameters. One is input string and so delimiter. So as I said that the separator will be called as delimiter. That delimiter has to specify here what is the delimiter. Based on that you are tokenizing the given string. And next third one is it receives three parameters. So first parameter is input string and next is delimiter and third one is boolean. Actually this is a perfect constructor. These are the three parameters, three input must required to tokenize the string. But what about these two? So it will set the default values. Then you will understand what is this tokenized. So here let me take it as input. This is a given string and this is passed to this parameter and delimiter is forward slash and here if it is true, boolean values either you have to specify the true or false. If it is true, what will happen? So it will take the input string and make it as tokenized based on the delimiter. This is one delimiter, this is delimiter, then this will become one token, this will become one token, this is. That's what the tokens list will be dd and month and y. Along with that, the separator delimiter will also be considered as a token. That is when you specify true. So then the resultant list of tokens is this is the list of tokens. But actual problem statement is we are not required these tokens. So this should be act as only separators. Then what you have to make it as? So if it is false, now what if you say that take a delimiter and separate the string or tokenize the string, input string based on this delimiter, but delimiter has to work as separator only, it's not considered as tokens. Then the resultant list will be like this. So now I hope you understand that what it has to be. So it should be always false. This should be true only when you require separator or delimiter is also token. And what about these two? For this boolean third parameter will be by default false in these two constructor. The system inbuilt library itself will take care about that. And first, the second constructor is having delimiter. As I said that, so first one is string, this one is a string, and delimiter is forward slash, and third it will be take it as false. And the first constructor is it has only one parameter, but it's not it has not delimiter also and boolean values. So here delimiter will be by default, so backspace or tab. It will take it as a backspace or tab as a delimiter, and boolean value will be false by default. That is your wish, which of the constructor you are going to use according to your requirements. Coming to the available methods in a string tokenizer class. First method is count token. That is it is going to return integer type. What it will return that? It will count down the number of tokens are generated by the given constructor for the given input string. According to our example, we have generated 3 tokens. So then of course it will receive the 3 tokens, right? And because of it is integer, it has to return 3 integer value. If you don't have any tokens, then what it will do that? So it will return the 0. So then coming to the next method, boolean has more tokens. This will return either true or false. And here we still have that one pointer. So now you call that has more tokens. Yes, we have that more tokens in a list. Then it will return the true. So now pointer is here. Has more tokens? No, we don't have more tokens. Further, then it will return the false. So if it is having more than one or more tokens, then it will return the true. If it is have only 0 tokens, then it will return false. Same here, boolean has more elements. It is work as same as second one, but here it is checking for element. Here tokens is considered as object elements. So then has more elements, true. Has 0 elements, then false. Next is string next token. Here it is going to return that string pattern. So what it will do that according to again pattern. So once we call that next, first we call that have more tokens, yes true. Then so next token, it will go to the here. What is the next token? So dd. It will return it as a string. So same. So pointer is now here. Pass the next token. It will return the Pointer is here. Yy. Pointer is here. Next token. There is no more tokens. Then what it will return that? So it will come out of the So root. So if it is token list is having so no tokens, but you are calling that next token, what it will return that? It will return the error. That the error is called RS exception. What exception can throw that? It will return the throw the exception, no such element exception. And next one is string next token with parameter. So it is same as above one, but it will pass the parameter, that is the delimiter. So delimiter is passing to the constructor, again reconstruct the token and design take the token with the specification of delimiter. And same it will return the string. Then last one is object next element, the same as next token, but here it is returning the string, but here the token is returning as object. So example, this if it is returning over here, then it will be go through as a string. If it is returning over here, then it will be act as object. So this is the basic, these are all the basic things you need to understand about string tokenizer class. So next coming to the how implementation. As problem statement says that we have to construct the customer class. The customer class should have the data members and functions as a specified. There are two data members. One is the name and date of birth. These are the input is given by user, and the two functions, one is read function, another is display function. Read function will do that, read the or take the values as a string. First one is name and so date of birth. Let me take it as here it is has to be name as an input and here it is date of birth. So through the input buffer reader I am reading the values as a line. So once the input is read, then what is the display function has to perform? Display function responsibility is it has to take the input and so it will print the given input like this. This is two inputs he has given. What display function has to return that? It is giving in the form of first it has to print the name, then it has to print comma, then the month and year according to problem statement. Now, so first it is not going to be tokenized, then print it, I have printed. Now I am calling to string tokenizer constructor to tokenize the given date of birth string. So that's what I am passing string as date of birth and delimiter is forward slash. Now it is going to second constructor and constructor has constructed list of tokens. So once the token list is generated, start to print them. While st dot, this is the st object of string tokenizer class, has more tokens. So if it is having more tokens according to that constructor, it will return true or false. So if it is having more tokens, then it will return the true. If it is true, enter to the loop. What it will do that? So next token, print the what is the next token over there. Once the first token is printed, it will point to the next one. So repeat it. You still have more tokens, then print the next token. It will continue until this return false. When it will return false, once the token list is empty, then it will come out of this one and display it. So this is how it is a class has to construct. Now once the class is constructed, so next in a main class you can call this you can create an object for this customer class and you can call this read and display. That we will see in a program explanation.
Yes, this is a program of implementation of a given problem statement by using a string tokenizer class. So first we'll see what are the statement you have to import. So first java.util string tokenizer. This is a string tokenizer class. To utilize this string tokenizer, it has to be import. So it is present in java.util package. And the buffer reader and input stream reader, these are two readers I am using for input. So through the input streamer. And as a problem statement says that you have to create the customer class with the members. There are two data members, one is a date of birth and a name, so both are string type. And here the buffer reader, so it is just to read the buffer of type. This is of a type. What is a buffer? So here buffer is from the buffer input stream buffer. So from that input stream reader it will read the, so from system.in file and it will read the character by character. So then so it will store it in a buffer reader. So from this you can read that, and this is not necessary. And so next is, so second function is to read that function. This function is to read, first it will ask that enter your name, and from the in you read the line, complete line, and next read the date of birth as line. And this is first main function. As I start that this is a main class which is having the main function. I have created a C as a object for the customer class, and first step I have to read the function inputs. Then it will go to here and it will read the input. Then so it will come back to the next step and call the display function. Here display function will perform that. First I have created a new object for StringTokenizer. StringTokenizer st is equal to new StringTokenizer, second type constructor as I explained over there. So for the string is date of birth and delimiter is forward slash. Next is we have to print that. First print the name as first one, that is output is equal to name. Then while st has more tokens, so print that number of tokens by the use of next token. So st dot next token. So once all the tokens has been printed, then finish it out and go to the next line. So we'll see the output how it is going to generate. Just run this. Name is and date of birth is see this output. So output is Akash, 21 7 1995. Thank you.